Hello, orienteering friends. Welcome to another recording of my orienteering run. This time, this was a training uh, nearby again because we are training around the place we live. So this map is called Ostrov. Don't know why. And I forgot to read the instructions, so I was not pleasantly surprised in the during the training and lost quite a lot of time because I just didn't read the description of the training and wasn't expecting the surprises that await that are awaiting me. So to the first control, this was pretty easy. I think I could have gone straight through the forest. It was very much runnable, but I guess I just needed to, get into the rhythm. So I first opted to go along the road or on the road, then on this smaller path. And yes, well, the map is not very much updated, so but it's pretty good. I would say it's not that bad. So here I was thinking that maybe I should go to the left because it should be here, but through the vegetation I wasn't seeing the what is it called, the small hill or um, bump or whatever. But I found it. It wasn't difficult then. So to control number two again, this wasn't very difficult. I've decided to go along that path. Now I'm just trying to, figure out what would be best, but obviously going through those thicker vegetations was the obvious choice, I guess. Here I was a little bit confused because of the vegetation boundaries, etc. It wasn't, like winter is different than spring and summer, and the boundaries and the vegetation look a little bit different. You can see through much easier, and then I got confused if I'm, a correct spot, but now this was clear. I didn't want to run through all these branches. I could have run through this forest on my left, probably. It would be viable, I guess. Uh, but when I saw it, I just decided, oh, well, whatever, let's go around it. Although I was still checking if it even a slight possibility to go left, I would go, but I didn't like those branches, and then now there will be more branches, so that was even again not a possibility for me. And then there is this fence, so well, I'm not sure if it is here. It looks like it's here, yeah. So I could have gone there around that fence, but I didn't notice it. I missed it. So I ran too far. I could shortcut it, and I would probably gain half a minute, I guess. Now this was clear. I'm not sure why I was stopping here. maybe I was trying to pick the right direction. Again, just, you know, correcting myself, and then running through the forest here. It was very much runnable here. It was okay. So, and I got good direction, and I was pretty confident that I'm running fine. It was not super easy to run for me, but still, I think I was getting good pace. Now I was getting close, and there were some trees that looked significant, and but I thought, well, I should pass some kind of a road, which I think I didn't even identify. Maybe it was this one, yeah, here, but it wasn't really clear to me. And then I saw this area where they feed the animals, and it was right next to it. So this was okay. Again, I was correcting myself, taking the directions from the compass. I mean, taking directions, just aligning myself with the compass. And yeah, I'm usually trying to look further ahead of me to see where am I going, at least. And keep myself to some point. Now here is the Vivrat, but it's not in the map, so it was probably new one. Now here is the road. When I got to this point, I could have continued straight down, but I didn't really like this how steep it was. So I continued a little bit further to get to the narrow ride, and I thought maybe it wouldn't be so steep. Still, it was pretty steep, but it was an obvious orientation point and clear path, let's say. So I decided to go down this way, and then there was this other Vivrat. How do people say Vivrat in English? So Vivrat in English, I don't have it on my prominent vegetation feature. Oh, that's kind of a stupid name for it, but whatever. So I passed this prominent vegetation feature, basically the remains of a fallen tree. We call it Vivrat. And then from that point I again aligned myself with the compass and was heading probably a good direction, although somehow I missed the stone. It was a little bit to my left here, but the stone is very small, and I didn't see it now. I should have seen it now, but yeah, here on my left there it was, but I didn't saw it, so I was looking around, thinking, okay, maybe let's go left. I don't know. And the other thing was that now there was this mental toughness challenge where you should be certain that you are at the point, because the control marker is not. You see it there on the left. There is it. So, and I missed it. So I went around it. So, because I didn't see it at first, I was for a while I was searching for it. Let's say I was, you know, even those small trees I didn't see them in the map. I mean, I probably did, but I was thinking more about the contours. It seemed a bit too flat for me, so I was like, it doesn't seem correct. I'm too far. So I went up again and tried to align myself according to that VRAT that was still visible from far away. And I was thinking, man, it must be somewhere here, but it took me a while to find it. And I was speaking to myself some gibberish. So just a little longer and I should find it. Come on, buddy, you can do it. The thing is that the stone is really, really small and not like distinct. So I would have probably found it during the normal race because you would see control there, but it took me a while. So you see, this is a stone, but yeah, it's freaking small. Like I could have probably lifted up. Oh no, probably not, but still. Now that I found it, although there was no marker, I decided to go further because that was clear. Anyways, now to control number 4. Well, again, I was thinking, yeah, basically a direct route along the, azimuth, let's say. But I first went a little bit up along the path, so I climbed. Maybe it was not necessary, and but it was easily like distinguishable, so maybe I could run beneath this ridge or whatever it's there, but it didn't occur to me that I could have done it like that. So I basically climbed up and then ran beneath the bigger slope or bigger ridge that's above me, and along it, occasionally stopping to catch my breath. And I guess it was, for the most part, it was quite clear to me where am I, and honestly, here I wasn't really paying that much attention to the map because I knew where am I. So you can fast forward it maybe a little because it doesn't make really sense to me to talk too much. There is nothing spectacular You can see that here is this small depression valley, just cross that one. And I wasn't really... Now I checked my map, so maybe I noticed that I passed it, but I doubt it. I just remember that I was, you know, not really happy to see the works of tree loggers here, because I do like oaks. Is it oak? I don't know. Maybe it's not, so forgive me. Here, this is the road or path, but it wasn't really visible. It was confusing. So the path that's on the map is actually here somewhere, but because they were logging here, it wasn't really visible, and I just got confused by it. And now I was thinking to go up a little bit, so I think I figured that this one, wow, I didn't really want to lose the height. I'm not sure what I'm looking here in or watching in the map here, but maybe I was just catching my breath. Oh, and so probably steep climb here. Anyways, here I'm a little bit too far. I mean, I didn't have to climb that high. Here I wasn't really sure what I'm seeing. There was this curve, or this where the road is curving 90 degrees. That was what I was looking at. Here again, I could have identified this kind of a nose on the map, but I think I didn't. And here the issue is that you don't really see the knoll from afar. It was all kind of similar to me, and I think I climbed a little bit too far until I noticed those prominent vegetation features that we call vivrat. And then I was thinking, okay, so I'm too high, so let's better cross this valley or depression valley to the next side of it, and there I should find a knoll. But I was still a little bit too high here. I could see the beginning of that stone field above me, around here. I was looking, and I was thinking maybe this is the knoll. Well, it wasn't it. So fortunately here and at this control there was a control marker, so otherwise I would be probably spending much more time here. The control is not visible right now because it's like below this bump. So now I saw it, so finally got to the control. As you can see, maybe it's a little bit lower than it should be. I don't know. And now again straight down, I was thinking I need to get to that main road, and then it will be clear. again, since the loggers are working here, there are lots of these paths made by the harvesters. So those are not in the map. And when I came to the main road, I would expect, vegetation that you would have to fight, or at least maybe, like walking condition, let's say, normally. But because it's this winter season basically, or autumn, so you can run through this. It's not really that thick anymore. Maybe the map is a little bit older. I thought that I'm a little bit more to the right, to be honest. That's what I thought. But now that I'm looking at the recording and in the map as well of the live logs, I can see that I'm actually in that vegetation. I was checking if I can see some boundaries or maybe some kind of a big tree, and sure, I could see them. I mean, at least the boundaries, that was clear. But honestly, at this point, I wasn't 100% sure where am I. So I was more or less just guessing how far I'm from the boundary, and then trying to, see those, how do we call them? Small pits or small depressions. Now finally I saw them. Fortunately, again, there was a marker, so that was clear. Otherwise, I would be a little bit confused by this, water feature. It wasn't really that wet, so yeah. Now, just skip it a little bit because I'm just struggling to get to the main road, which is above me, and it will take me solid 2 minutes, I guess. So when I'm on the main road, I will get back. Okay, so that was a difficult climb for me. I mean, I could still run a little bit, but it wasn't easy. Now, yeah, running along the road, that was clear. I was also noticing, the contours and how the road is curved, and according to that, I was guessing where exactly am I? So probably around this little curve of the road I will be heading into the forest, which I think that was a good strategy. I mean, that was quite clear. Also, I was checking my direction, if it's correct, and it was. So this was quite okay. My aim is usually to go a little bit, like uphill first, and then along the contours. But here at this control, there was no control marker, and that was very, very confusing for me. Because the previous one that was missing was number 3. Then 4 and 5, they both had markers. And this was like that this got me thinking, like, maybe they already picked up the markers, or what the hell is going on, or they just put markers at some points and not at the other points. So this was this was very. I spent a lot of time here, although here I'm closing in, and I was getting closer and closer, and here I was thinking maybe I'm already at the earth bank, so I should be there. It should be it. I'm not at the, it was in the curve, in the corner, let's say. So probably somewhere here would be the control. Maybe down, yeah, just below me, somewhere around here, I would expect the control, but I didn't see the marker. So now I'm just, running there and back all around like a lunatic, looking for the control. It was a nice exercise. At one point I was aligning myself according to that field that is on the opposite side that I'm looking now. Now I'm looking up, and when I start looking down, I will see the field, and I will try to align myself according to the field. But just skip this part now, because I already reached the control here and I'm at the correct spot. So there is not really much to say from my side right now. I was frustrated and confused and really getting angry, but at the end it turned out that I should be angry about myself because I didn't read the instructions for the training correctly. I will get back to you probably in 1 or 2 minutes, when I will really start to gaining some distance from this control and going further. So maybe just skip it. So at this point, my anger finally boiled out, and I decided to go to the next control. And it was even pretty obvious that the contours are, you know, now changing, and that I'm probably heading the good direction. So it meant that I'm going to the correct place. I didn't even notice this narrow right. It's probably already not visible. I don't know. Could have taken that one, but my aim is probably just get to the main road somehow, you know, and then just follow your not heart, but I mean follow the compass, follow the azimuth. Yeah, I'm closing to the road. That was good, and I don't really have to say much. I was quite surprised when I saw the recording, I mean the map recording for the first time, that I kind of nailed it, the direction, because right now I'm going left, which is basically on the line from 6 to 7, and that's always, you know, nice if you just follow the line. That's so cool. At least I find it very cool. And now there was this a little kind of erosion gully or depression, so I noticed that one with the water in it, and then shortly after that I was closing to the control. It wasn't visible from this place, so I had to go a little bit further, even a little bit more, because here I am. You would expect to see it, but it's down there. And you know, this is not a typical orienteering control. It's just kind of a marker. So it's that police tape, or I don't know if it's not really police tape, but they use it. People use it to mark like protected areas, or you know, forbidden areas, etc. And we use it as a control markers. Now to control number 8, again it was well, no actual strategy. You just take the azimuth and go according to it. I was trying to avoid these pits and run around it, so I don't have to really fight the vegetation or go there and back. So I'm a little bit too high now, but it didn't really matter, I think. Now I got to the right direction to control 8, so this was well executed, let's say. Now there is this stream, and I think it was kind of visible. Yeah, here it is. So I was trying to, you know, hop over it, or you know, avoid the getting wet. Here I just passed it and just followed along this small ridge or whatever. contour. Now this area is kind of tricky because it's all these small bumps. It's difficult for me to distinguish which bump means what in the map, and then there was lots of these pits and small depressions. So the thing that made me confident about where am I was actually on my left, this kind of a flat with the earth bank around it. I was thinking, yeah, that's where am I? And here is the control. Here should be the control. Again, there was no control. So again, I slowed down, but and I was confused. But I was a little bit more, like stressed, and I was thinking, okay, maybe just whatever they did, I don't understand it, but I'm here, and I was a bit more confident in myself in this case, so I just checked a couple times, thought that it might have been here or a little bit further on my right. But I wasn't wasting too much time on this control. I kind of decided to continue, and now it's just straight uphill, more or less straight uphill. So still, as you could see, I was still checking if I'm correct. Even here I was checking this one, but it wasn't it. That wasn't really the correct one. So I continued up, and now what I would suggest is just skip a couple minutes here. I'm just climbing up almost straight, not exactly straight to the controls, you will see, but when I will reach the top and the path on the top, then I will get back to you. So as you saw, I fight myself up through some vegetation, through that steep slope. I saw the gatekeeper post there, so I was quite sure where am I. I could distinguish these vegetation borders, so that was also what drive me, and I decided to run straight somewhere in the middle, and I was thinking I should hit it if I run somewhere in the middle of this forest or forest part. Of course, guessing the distance from the road, from the path was a little bit tricky, so that's why I slowed down already. But slowly I was getting closer and closer to the control, and then I saw it. Here I already decided to go back to that path and follow that path. Although many my colleagues, they just continued to that big road that is now behind me, and then they just ran around those fenced areas and then straight to control 10. I instead went back and went along the path. I think it wasn't bad decision, at least from orienteering point of view. It's a little bit easier because you have clear and easy navigation. You know, you don't really have to resolve the directions. You don't have to check your compass, etc. So here I'm just running. When I get to those two feeding posts or feeders, I will probably get back to you. So now you can skip it. I'm just running. Here are the feeders, so that was a clear indication where am I. Here I was deciding if I'm going straight to control 10 or if I go to the road, follow the road to the end or not. Well, I basically told myself, well, it's easy, you just have to pick some point where you go straight and you should hit the main road or the bigger road, and then from there you will continue into that forested or more vegetated area and you will look up and see the big tree, right? So that's what I'm doing right now. And maybe somewhere here I was already looking up for the tree, I don't know. Also, when I'm stopping, it's not just because of mapping. I usually take this opportunity to catch my breath a little bit. And I'm not sure. Yeah, here I'm looking up, trying to, find some bigger tree. I think I saw it already because I can see that I'm pretty confident in the direction that I'm running. Although from this recording, that tree wasn't really visible, to be honest. Yeah, this kind of mess, I don't like it, but I believe that it's necessary. Again, here is the marker, so I was like, okay, so previously there was no marker, now there is marker. What the hell is going on here? And the issue is that I still wasn't really confident. I mean, like it was constantly undermining my confidence that missing markers. So now this next control, yeah, here I'm again checking control number 6, whatever, forget about it. Now the strategy was easy. Go along the road and then through the forest, of course, right? So I was just somehow I was just counting the more vegetated areas. I could have followed the road all the way to the fenced areas probably and then go back, but it seemed to me that it would be lame to do it like that. I was thinking like it's better to go straight. That's what the real orienteers do, right? Yeah, again, those feeders were helping me. And yeah, nothing to say about this. Like, it was good run. I mean, the weather for the running was pretty good. It wasn't very hot. Well, partly because it's winter or almost winter, but so when it's this kind of weather, it's very good for me to run. You know, you are cooled down and you don't sweat that much, so that was nice. Yes, here I was confident that I should go to the left through the forest. Again, this map is a little bit old, so here it looks like that there is some clearing now, but obviously it's not in the map. So maybe the map will be improved in the future. Yeah, very slow runner. I mean, I don't know. I ran it in 68 minutes. I lost quite a lot of time just by, mapping those controls without markers. That could have been like 15 minutes probably. So I estimate that I could have go down with the time to something like 55, maybe 60 minutes. But the first one, the guy who won, well, did it in 40 something minutes. So I got beaten by 20 minutes at least. Yeah, so now you see that there is a clearing on the left, but now there is a thick vegetation because it already grew up. So it's probably, the map is like 5 years old, probably, guess. Again, here I should have gone and find that narrow ride. Going straight like this is a bit tricky. I was using some kind of goalkeeper post as orienteering point, but here I just didn't saw the control. The pit in which is it is so small. You see, I must have missed it. I don't know how. So I went that way and then back like a couple times, and eventually I found it, but it took me a while, going there and back. What am I doing? Why am I going into the forest? It should be right next to the right. Come. What? Go back. No. Anyways, skip this part a little bit. This is humiliating. I can't even pronounce the word. Oh man.
Už jsem daleko.
Yeah, probably I'm blind. It's on my right side now. Didn't saw it. I don't know how this could happen. Should be somewhere here. No, I don't see it. Come on. What the hell? What is this? I will speed it up, probably. No. I want to see how did I find it. I'm curious. Yeah, come on, boy. Must be... You are close to it. Oh, man. Please, please find it. Now. Find it now. Now. Somewhere here. Okay, you see, that thing is so small and you can't just see it. It's just... They should not put it in the map. You know, this is stupid. It's not a feature. Well, I could to control 12 I went straight, kind of. I could have gone along that ride, but I was thinking I will be catched by that main road, so I wasn't really worrying about that. Although I wasn't 100% sure where am I, because you know, here somewhere this is the narrow ride, but not really identifiable now. So I wasn't very confident that I'm here at this narrow ride and the main road junction, let's say. And of course, this goalkeeper post, it's not in the map, so that was confusing as well. I don't know how did I decide it. Somehow I decided on the correct direction and almost nailed it, I would say. If the control marker would be there, it would be easy. Without that control marker, I was again lost. Lost like, I don't know what you say. Not much to say here. So here I should reach or get to some small erosion gully, and that should guide me to that path, and there I should see the control, right? But no. And again, the control is a small depression. Small, no, it's not even a pit. Pit would be bigger, right? So I couldn't see it. It was so small. I didn't at first even identified it as a pit or small depression. So, you know, I'm expecting it here, but this is it. That was it. And I didn't found it because I didn't think that this could have been a small pit. So that's why I'm running there and back and there and back. So now you can maybe just skip it because this is so humiliating, running there around like
Kurva. A to už jako bych byl tady na té cestičce. Tady je to totok. Takže toto je ta cestička. Nebo to aspoň tak vypadá. Abych se potřeboval najít, že kde je ten nějaký strom. Ten je tamhle. To je tam ten strom. A od něj vede tady ta věc. A já bych... To musí být von, tam ten strom, ne? To nebude tenhle. Jestliže to je tam ten strom, který je na okraji téhle strouhy, tak běžím v téhle strouze, která vede k němu. A tady někde to musí být. Jako, jak je to daleko od toho stromu? 100 metrů.
the one thing that caught my attention was that distinct tree here in front of me. So I was thinking, okay, so that's that tree. This is the small erosion gully. So somewhere at the end of this small erosion gully there must be a small depression. And there should be a marker, but it wasn't there. And if you look back how much time I spent on this, like those are minutes. So yeah, next time read the instructions properly. Yeah, now I identified it, but this a small depression, okay. Oh. Whenever I see small depression that looks like this in a map, I will not put it as a control, because this was so highly confusing. Doesn't make sense. Well, from the running point of view, I enjoyed it. I kind of like running in the terrain. I like climbing the big slopes. That was all good. I think it was like I know this area a little bit, so it was fairly easy for me to pick the right directions. And in our forest there are lots of features, lots of vegetation boundaries, so it was very easy to run. And I just and it was even easy for me to navigate, and I was glad that I identified some contours and features correctly. But of course, my feeling from that training wasn't that great because I lost a lot of time finding those controls without markers. And that was purely my mistake because I didn't read the instructions fully. So for that, it's something to remember, and it's something I will take as a learning point from this training. So thanks to Luboš for organizing and preparing this training, and see you next time at my next orienteering adventure. Cheers!